Men over 60, be honest with me. How many times have you had to jump out of bed in the middle of the night, making that same familiar trip to the bathroom over and over again, only to lie back down and find yourself unable to fall asleep again? How many times have you noticed your urine stream getting weaker, having to strain, or even still feeling that your bladder is full right after you've finished? Many people reassure themselves that it's just part of getting old. But let me tell you the truth. This is your body sounding the alarm. An enlarged prostate doesn't just steal your sleep. It opens the door to a series of dangerous complications: urinary tract infections, bladder stones, and even kidney failure if left untreated. And what's even more frightening is that, if enlargement is accompanied by other unusual changes, it can actually hide the early stages of prostate cancer, the silent killer that takes the lives of hundreds of thousands of men every year. That may sound heavy, but here's the good news. You're not powerless. Modern science has shown that certain foods, simple things you can find right in your kitchen or at the supermarket, can help shrink the prostate naturally. They're not an instant miracle, but when eaten regularly, they work directly on hormones, reduce inflammation, and gradually bring the prostate back into balance. In this video, I'm going to share 6 natural foods that I believe every man over 60 should know about. If you use them correctly, you could significantly reduce nighttime urination, improve urine flow, and most importantly, prevent the hidden complications that might otherwise appear in the coming years. So, stay with me until the end of this video, because sometimes just one small change to tomorrow's meal could save you from countless sleepless nights and from a future spent in a hospital bed. ***. Dear brothers, I'm a doctor who has spent many years working with men in their 50s and 60s. Men just like you, who are struggling with prostate issues. I've witnessed both paths. Some ignore the symptoms, dismissing them as just part of aging, only to end up facing surgery or even late-stage cancer a few years later. But I've also seen many patients who listened to their bodies, adjusted their diets, and went for regular checkups. Thanks to that, they've maintained stable health and continued to enjoy their golden years with their children and grandchildren. It's those experiences that inspired me to share this knowledge more widely. I want you to understand, prostate health can absolutely be protected and improved if we start with small, simple habits. And one of the simplest habits is choosing the right foods. So, if this is your first time visiting the Senior Vitality Now channel, make sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week, I'll bring you practical, easy-to-apply medical insights to help men over 60 live healthier, more confident lives, without being haunted by silent diseases. 3. Why does the prostate enlarge, and why are foods so important? Have you ever wondered why the prostate tends to grow larger after the age of 60? The truth is, the prostate is directly influenced by male hormones, especially testosterone, and one of its byproducts called DHT. When we're young, it's barely noticeable. But as we age, hormonal imbalances combined with chronic inflammation in the body gradually cause the prostate to enlarge. As the gland grows, it presses against the bladder and urethra, leading to the symptoms many of you are experiencing: frequent nighttime urination, difficulty starting, weak urine flow, or even feeling like you haven't fully emptied your bladder. This is why more than half of American men over 60 suffer from an enlarged prostate, and the numbers climb even higher in their 70s and 80s. The good news is that our bodies are not completely helpless in the face of this process. Everyday foods are not just sources of energy, they can be natural medicines. Many studies have shown that certain foods can directly influence inflammation, balance hormones, and even block the formation of DHT, helping the prostate shrink and function more steadily. I remember one patient, Mr. Johnson, a 68-year-old from Texas. He used to wake up 3 to 4 times every night to urinate. Instead of rushing straight to medication, we guided him to adjust his diet, adding tomatoes, cruciferous vegetables, salmon, and pumpkin seeds to his meals. After 3 months of consistency, his symptoms improved dramatically. He slept more soundly, and his test results showed that his prostate had become much more stable. That's why today I want you to clearly understand the 6 natural foods that can help shrink the prostate. They are not a replacement for medicine, but they are a powerful foundation for protecting your long-term health. 4. 6 foods that naturally support a healthier, smaller prostate. In detail. When we say naturally shrink, We're really talking about reducing chronic inflammation, balancing hormones, especially lowering the impact of DHT, and protecting prostate cells from oxidative damage. These foods aren't an overnight miracle, but with consistent intake for 6 to 12 weeks, men often notice real improvements. Fewer nighttime bathroom trips, stronger urine flow, and less of that unfinished feeling. Let's go step by step, mixing science with practical tips for everyday life in the U.S. 1. Tomatoes and tomato-based dishes. Tomatoes are first on the list because they're rich in lycopene, a fat-soluble antioxidant that naturally accumulates in prostate tissue. Lycopene helps neutralize free radicals, calm inflammatory signals, and may slow down abnormal cell growth. Here's a key point many people miss. Lycopene is absorbed better when tomatoes are cooked and paired with a healthy fat like olive oil. That means homemade marinara, tomato soup, roasted tomatoes, or pure tomato sauce actually work better than raw tomatoes. A realistic serving I often suggest, like for Mr. Johnson in Texas, is about 1/2 to 1 cup of tomato sauce or a bowl of tomato soup a few times per week. If using canned, choose low-sodium, no-added sugar versions. Commercial ketchup is convenient, but often packed with sugar. Look for no-added sugar or make your own. For men with acid reflux, start with small portions and pair with meals. 2. Cruciferous vegetables. Broccoli, Brussels sprouts, kale, and cauliflower bring in sulforaphane, a compound that activates the body's detox enzymes and slows down signals that fuel abnormal cell growth. Put simply, it helps apply the brakes on unwanted enlargement while calming inflammation. Here's a cooking tip. Sulforaphane forms when the enzyme myrosinase is active, so light steaming or quick sautéing, 2 to 4 minutes, works better than long boiling. If you're using pre-blanched frozen broccoli, sprinkle a little mustard powder or toss in some raw crucifers after cooking to restore myrosinase. A simple goal: 1 cup of cruciferous veggies daily, half at lunch, half at dinner. Mr. David from California hated greens all his life, but once he tried lightly steamed broccoli with olive oil and garlic and roasted Brussels sprouts, he not only tolerated them. After 8 weeks, his PSA stabilized and his nighttime sleep improved. 3. Soy and soy products. The secret here is isoflavones, like genistein and daidzein. These plant compounds gently interact with estrogen receptors and reduce the activity of 5-alpha reductase, the enzyme that converts testosterone into DHT, the main driver of prostate enlargement. Population studies show that men in countries with higher soy intake, like tofu, tempeh, natto, or edamame, have lower rates of BPH and prostate cancer. In practice, many U.S. patients find it easy to add pan-seared tofu, boiled edamame, or unsweetened soy milk. A safe daily range is 1 to 2 servings, e.g., half a block of tofu or 1 cup of soy milk. 2 cautions. If you're on levothyroxine for hypothyroidism, separate soy by at least 4 hours, and avoid highly processed fake meats which often contain excess salt and industrial oils. 4. Pumpkin seeds and nuts. Pumpkin seeds, pepitas, deliver zinc and phytosterols, like beta-sitosterol. Zinc is essential for stable prostate function, and phytosterols have been studied for improving urinary symptoms in men with BPH. Unlike high-dose zinc pills, which can upset copper balance, whole seeds are a safer, natural source. A practical serving: a small handful, about 1 ounce/28 to 30 g per day. Mix them with almonds or walnuts for healthy fats. Choose unsalted or lightly salted to avoid fluid retention and high blood pressure. For men with gout, keep portions moderate. For those with chronic kidney disease, check with your doctor about overall mineral intake. 5. Green tea. Green tea provides EGCG, a catechin with strong antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects, and some evidence it may reduce 5-alpha reductase activity. A reasonable range: 1 to 3 cups per day. If you're sensitive to caffeine or notice caffeine worsens urinary urgency, switch to decaf green tea in the afternoon and reserve caffeinated cups for mornings. Avoid bottled teas with added sugar. The best option is steeping loose tea or bags for 3 to 4 minutes, then sipping warm. Adding a squeeze of lemon can boost polyphenol absorption. Important note: skip high-dose green tea extract supplements, which can harm the liver. If you're on blood thinners or have heart rhythm issues, check with your doctor before making big changes in caffeine intake. 6. Fatty fish. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, sardines, and herring supply omega-3s, EPA/DHA, which reduce systemic inflammation and create a healthier hormonal environment. A realistic goal: 2 to 3 servings of fish per week. Best methods are grilling, steaming, or pan-searing. Avoid deep frying, which creates harmful oxidized compounds. For canned options, sardines, salmon. Choose versions packed in water or olive oil with low sodium. For safety, older men should favor low-mercury fish, salmon, sardines, trout, and limit high-mercury species, swordfish, shark. If you're on blood thinners, eating fish is safe. Just avoid starting high-dose fish oil supplements without your doctor's approval. Putting it all together. A common question I hear is, how do I actually eat this way so it works, not just know about it? The simplest strategy is to include at least 3 of these food groups daily. For example, breakfast: oatmeal topped with pumpkin seeds and blueberries, plus a cup of green tea. Lunch: a salad with cruciferous vegetables, grilled salmon, and a side of tomato soup. Dinner: pan-seared tofu with broccoli and a drizzle of olive oil. If you're not used to these foods, don't try to change 100% in a week. Just add one good choice and remove one poor choice daily. You'll see a difference within 6 to 12 weeks. Clearing up misconceptions. Soy and masculinity. Some men worry soy lowers testosterone or feminizes them. Clinical studies show that normal dietary soy does not reduce testosterone or cause feminization. Green tea overdose. More isn't always better. 1 to 3 cups daily is beneficial, but high-dose supplements are risky. Nuts and weight gain. A handful of nuts as a snack is unlikely to cause weight gain. In fact, replacing processed snacks with nuts often helps weight control. Tomato sauces. Always check labels. Store-bought sauces can be salty or sugary. Choose wisely or make your own. Final note: food is not a replacement for medical care. If you have severe symptoms like urinary retention, blood in urine, persistent back or thigh pain, or rapid weight loss, see a doctor immediately. But for most men over 60 with mild to moderate BPH, diet is the foundation for reducing symptoms, delaying medication, and preserving long-term quality of life. Take Robert from Florida as an example. By simply adding tomato soup 3 times a week, green tea in the morning, and swapping 2 weekly steaks for salmon, he went from waking up 4 times a night to just once. After 3 months, his sleep and energy improved significantly. If you're ready, pick just one of these 6 foods to start tomorrow. Once it feels natural, add a second, then a third. Every plate becomes a building block, and together, they create a more stable prostate and the restful nights you deserve well into your 60s, 70s, and beyond. 5. Foods to avoid for a healthier prostate. Gentlemen, we've just talked about 6 foods that can naturally help shrink the prostate. But to get real results, adding good foods isn't enough. Just as important is cutting back, or better yet, eliminating the foods that silently make your prostate enlarge faster. I'll be direct here, because I've seen too many patients suffer simply from holding on to harmful eating habits. First, red meat and processed meats. Steaks, hamburgers, bacon, hot dogs. These are staples of the American diet. But large studies show that men who eat a lot of red meat, especially processed meats, have a significantly higher risk of both prostate enlargement and prostate cancer. The reasons? High saturated fat, nitrites, and the byproducts from grilling meat at high heat, all of which fuel inflammation and oxidative stress in the prostate. This doesn't mean you must give up meat completely, but it does mean cutting back. If you eat red meat 4 times a week, try reducing to once or twice, replacing the rest with salmon, skinless grilled chicken, or plant-based proteins. Next, refined sugar and processed sweets. Soda, cakes, candy, energy drinks. All of them spike insulin, promote belly fat, and create a pro-inflammatory environment. I recall Mr. George, a 72-year-old from Ohio, who drank 2 cans of soda every day. He was waking up 4 times a night to urinate. After cutting out soda and switching to unsweetened green tea, within 3 months he was sleeping more soundly, down to just 1 or 2 bathroom trips per night. It may sound simple, but removing refined sugar can be a turning point. Another culprit is fried foods and fast food. French fries, fried chicken, onion rings. They taste great, but are loaded with trans fats and oils reused over and over. These drive systemic inflammation and put constant stress on the prostate. I often tell my patients, one bucket of fried chicken won't kill you today, but eat it regularly and your prostate will pay the price. If you need something quick, go for a salad, a grilled chicken sandwich, or soup instead of fried items. Lastly, alcohol and excess caffeine can make things worse. A little red wine may be fine, but heavy drinking, especially beer and hard liquor, can irritate the bladder and increase urgency. The same goes for too much coffee, particularly in the late afternoon or evening, which leads to more nighttime trips to the bathroom. If you enjoy these drinks, keep it to 1 or 2 small servings and rely on green tea or water for the rest of the day. Here's what I want you to remember. Every bite or sip either nourishes your prostate or burdens it. If you truly want to improve, don't just add protective foods. Be brave enough to cut out the hidden enemies. It's the combination of both strategies, increasing protective foods and reducing harmful ones, that brings real change to prostate health after age 60. 6. Practical advice. How to apply this every day. Gentlemen, I know many of you have heard doctors say things like, eat more vegetables, choose fish instead of red meat, and cut back on fried foods. But when advice is too general, it's hard to put into action. So let me paint a clearer picture for you. Here's a sample day of eating for men over 60 who want to protect their prostate. Breakfast. Instead of starting with pastries and strong coffee, try a warm bowl of oatmeal topped with a handful of pumpkin seeds and some fresh fruit like blueberries or strawberries. For your drink, swap the morning soda for a cup of green tea. Green tea doesn't just boost alertness, it also provides EGCG, a compound that helps protect the prostate. Lunch. Build a salad with cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, kale, tossed with olive oil and a few walnuts. Pair it with a piece of grilled salmon or canned sardines in olive oil. For extra flavor and nutrition, add a small bowl of tomato soup. It's delicious and gives your prostate a solid dose of lycopene. Dinner. Instead of steak or burgers, try a simple dish of pan-seared tofu with garlic, olive oil, and broccoli. That way, you get both isoflavones from soy and sulforaphane from cruciferous vegetables. If you like something soothing in the evening, a cup of decaf green tea will help you relax and sleep better. The key point I want to emphasize is this. You don't need to change 100% overnight. Just start with one small step. For example, swap one red meat meal this week for fish, add half a cup of tomato soup to your lunch, or carry a bag of pumpkin seeds as a snack instead of chips. These small changes, done consistently, add up to major improvements in prostate health. I've seen it with my patients. Take Robert, age 70. Simply by switching from soda to green tea and adding a cruciferous salad at lunch, he reduced his nighttime bathroom trips from 4 times to 2 times in just 3 months. No miracle pills, just steady, smart choices. Gentlemen, after age 60, an enlarged prostate is not uncommon. But that doesn't mean we have to accept sleepless nights from constant trips to the bathroom, or resign ourselves to that uncomfortable feeling every time we go. We can take action. Throughout this video, I've shared 6 foods that science has shown can naturally support a healthier, smaller prostate. Tomatoes, cruciferous vegetables, soy, pumpkin seeds, green tea, and fatty fish. These foods aren't expensive, they aren't hard to find, but when added to your daily diet, they can have a powerful long-term impact. I want you to remember this. True health doesn't come from a magic pill. It comes from small choices repeated every single day. A bowl of tomato soup, a broccoli salad, a handful of pumpkin seeds instead of salty snacks. Each small act is your way of telling your body, I want to live strong, live long, and live well. So here's my challenge to you. Starting tomorrow, pick just one food from this list of 6. Add it to your meals and stick with it for 1 week. Then come back here and tell me in the comments how you feel. I'm confident that within just a few weeks, you'll notice a real difference. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button. That's the simplest way to let me know this knowledge is making an impact. And don't forget to subscribe to Senior Vitality now and turn on notifications, so we can continue this journey together every week with science-backed, practical tips to help men over 60 stay strong, confident, and truly enjoy life. And finally, share this video with a friend, a brother, or a loved one, because your small act of sharing today might just help give them back their restful nights and protect their health for years to come.